Brace yourself. It's that time again. Hey, welcome to Unfiltered. Tonight I want to start by talking a little bit about deja vu. You know, that strange feeling of being somewhere or doing something before? Brace yourself. It's that time again. Hey, welcome to Unfiltered. I want to start tonight by talking a little bit about deja vu. You know, that strange feeling of being somewhere or doing something before. Wow, that was weird, wasn't it? Oh, we tried. Sorry. All right, I'm going to start out with some news. This one kind of got me from Braintree, Mass. Apparently a fire department, some Braintree firefighters, went out on a training exercise and to a live house. Guess they got permission to go down and train at this house. So they showed up at the house. They started cutting holes in the roof, smashing out windows, then realized they were in the wrong house. Oh yeah, they were 2 blocks away from where the house that they were supposed to be in. And the owners are demanding that the town pay for the mistake, but they're also maintaining their sense of humor. But in the fire department's defense, the house that they destroyed had been vacant for since last year after an electrical fire, and there was a scorch mark up the side of the building. So but that. Yeah, that story made like the big news too. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, professional firefighters.
Did you see the thing on the news this morning? That woman was saved, her life was saved by spiders telling her that there was a fire?
Oh, I actually read that in tonight's Sentinel. I was going to clip it, but I didn't.
Oh, right.
But yeah, that's weird. This is another one that kind of got my eye. A unit of 25 military paratroopers landed inside the perimeter of a state prison. Not for a riot or anything, just they goofed. They had exercise rifles that shoot rubber bullets. They landed in a cornfield outside the Fremont Correctional Institute early Thursday in Colorado, Canyon City, Colorado. Guards escorted them off the grounds with no violence. This spokeswoman for the Department of Corrections said she didn't know which military unit was involved, but an investigation is under the way. And I mean, of all things. And this one out of Sydney, Australia. A man went on a rampage with a stolen armored personnel carrier. And I know I've seen police chase, one of the scariest police chases with a dude in a tank on the freeway.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Apparently it was pretty much the same thing, only he went through suburban Sydney Australia, and crashed into several cell phone towers, telecommunications buildings, and an electrical substation before being arrested. Apparently, it was a 90-minute chase, 6 suburbs, and the personnel carrier was from a company called A1 Lift Truck Services. And it was one of those ones that kids hire for school formals and stuff. But yeah, they charged him with numerous offenses, including predatory driving, possession of a prohibited drug, and use of a weapon to avoid apprehension. So, yeah, apparently that's not good stuff. And this isn't good stuff either. This is more of a serious one, which came right out here out of New Hampshire, Mount Jefferson. It's about a father and his daughter from Pennsylvania who got lost on Mount Jefferson over the weekend. And they called 911 for help, and now they may be charged under the reckless hikers law.
I heard something about that. They were going to start.
Yeah. A conservation officer says everything here points toward negligence. Apparently they had no lights, maps, compasses, or anything. The father was 53 and the daughter was 15. So, I mean, you'd think a 53-year-old guy would know how to hike in the woods, for God's sakes. You know, you take certain things with you so you can find your way out. All right. Here's one from Washington. And police on Capitol Hill are baffled at an attempted robbery that began with a handgun put to the head of a 14-year-old girl and ended up in a group hug. Yeah. Started around midnight on June 16th when a group of friends were finishing dinner on a patio of a District of Columbia home. That's when a hooded man slid through an open gate and pointed a handgun at the girl's head. "Give me your money or I'll start shooting," he said. Everyone froze, but then one guest spoke up. "We were just finishing dinner," a 43-year-old woman told the man. "Why don't you have a glass of wine with us?" I mean, hey, why not? The intruder had a sip of their Chateau, sounds like expensive wine, and said, "Damn, that's good wine." The girl's 51-year-old father told him to take the whole glass and offered him the bottle. The would-be robber, with his hood down, took another sip and a bite of camembert cheese and put the gun in his sweatpants. The story got even stranger. The man with the gun then apologized, the witnesses said. "I think I may have come to the wrong house. Can I get a hug?" And they, I guess they hugged him, and he left with the wine glass in hand, and they all called 911. So yeah, apparently, if you're getting robbed,
You kill them with kindness.
offer the robber a glass of wine.
And a hug.
And a hug, yeah. Hugs are good for everything.
Or start quoting scripture.
That's for rape. Scripture quoting is for rape. Wine and hugs is for robbery. That's how it goes, yeah. And I know last week I talked about fireworks. Me and Mike shooting off fireworks. This is a story from Centerville, Georgia, and apparently a man who was trying to make his own fireworks.
Not a good thing.
I mean, anybody that says, "Hey, I'm going to make some fireworks,"
Run away.
you should, I mean, that's like red flag right there. He touched off an explosion in his garage and set his house on fire on Sunday. Nobody was hurt, but they found flash powder and a bunch of chemicals in the garage. And side of the attached garage was gutted, but the house didn't appear to be damaged. 2 adults and 2 teenagers had to evacuate the home. But local officials had to ask the ATF and FBI to assist them because of the nature of the chemicals. So, I bet he'll have a fine. He'll be charged with something stupid. And speaking of stupid, Ed Brown had a party this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like apparently thousands of people showed up. And now he's decided he's not going to pay his property taxes either. Yeah, the plot thickens. But yeah, I mean, and it got me thinking, you would be stupid to go to a party up there. Because you can bet all the cops were right there writing down every license plate that came by,
Yeah.
Names, addresses, warrantless wiretaps. You got it. I mean, you didn't buy yourself freedom, you just bought yourself more harassment. I mean, I don't know. I mean, supposedly this guy's a multi-millionaire, so pay your damn taxes and who
wouldn't be a
cares?
millionaire anymore.
Well, he probably wouldn't be a millionaire, but he could start over. We all have. Here's a law I thought was great. This is a story from this week out of Portsmouth. And under a new state law, a judge ordered a Maine man to install an alcohol ignition lock in his car. That's right. Apparently this guy's been on his third charge of drunken driving, which I thought in New Hampshire it was 3 strikes and it's life in prison. But this Judge Gardner ordered the man to install ignition interlocks. And what they do is they connect a breathalyzer to your ignition. Now, why haven't car companies done this? That would end drunk driving completely.
That was actually something that I read one time where they were thinking of actually putting stuff like that in cars, having stuff like that installed.
I
in
mean,
cars.
how stupid is it not to have that in a car? If they've got the technology to hook a breathalyzer to the ignition, my God, cops would never ever write another DWI ticket.
Yeah.
I think it's great. According to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, 20 states mandate the devices for DWI offenders. And 25 states have laws providing discretionary use. And they can, the devices can also be calibrated for rolling tests, requiring the driver to take intermittent breath tests while he's driving, and that keeps a sober friend from starting the car and letting the guy get into it. Yeah. I mean, that's... Why, if we've got technology and we're not using it, it's stupid. It makes no sense.
Well, they were talking about different things they could install into the younger kids when they have certain laws for certain times that they can drive and stuff.
Oh, they've already got the black box in cars that parents can plug into their computers and find out everything from how fast the kid took the corners and everything else. So, I don't know. But that's pretty much the news out of the Sentinel this week. So we'll get into crew call. And over on in our director's chair, acting as floor director, we have Jane. We've added a light so Jane looks pretty now. And on camera 3, we have Mike. Greg is off at a band concert, I think, for his daughter.
The nerve.
The nerve. Well, I mean, it's his daughter, In the booth, we have Bruce and Andrea.
How's it going out there, Rick?
Good. Hey, that shot looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
They got that light fixed above your head, I see.
Yes, now you can finally see what we look like in here.
That's nice. Somebody must have sent in a donation and we got a light bulb. Of course, now the one over Andrea is out.
Right.
But
No big loss.
nobody lost. So how's things in NASCAR this week? Guess who won the money with 17th place?
Oh, you poop. I can't believe it.
Isn't that the second week
17.
in a row?
That
Second
really
week in a row.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won the money with Denny Hamlin in 17th.
Yeah.
That's
All of our guys were horrible
they
this week.
all sucked.
So, well, who finished up in the top?
Actually, Tony Stewart won. He won his first race of the season. So he was real excited about that. So that helps. Makes him feel a whole lot better. Because, when they get down to the chase, each race that they win is going to help them with the additional points.
Right.
So that, as far as how their placement goes. And of course, then it was Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, and Casey Mears. So those were your top 5. Now, of course, Jeff Burton came in 7th, and then Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin, and Dale Jr. brought up 19th. So you only won the money by the skin of your teeth.
Yeah, Junior was right there.
Yeah, right on your tail. But his power steering went out, and he had to muscle that thing around. But they said one of the worst tracks for doing that at is Bristol, and when his father was still alive, and he lost his power steering at Bristol and ended up winning the race, but he was so weak at the end, he couldn't even turn off the ignition. He had to have someone reach into the car and turn it off for him.
Oh my God.
So it's not like you or I would lose our power steering in our cars. It's a whole lot different. But anyways, and Jimmy Johnson dropped like way down to 7th in the points. He crashed out.
Oh, that's
because
right.
He blew a tire. Yeah. But anyways, the points haven't mixed up a whole lot. It's like Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin, let's see, what is it? Matt Kenseth, Jeff Burton, Carl Edwards, and Dale Jr. is still in 12th. So they haven't really lost anybody.
Yep.
And anyways, like I said, the number 48, they lost 3 positions. They dropped down to 7th.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, then some of the shakeups that's going on this week in NASCAR. Sterling Marlin was released from the number 14 for Ginn Racing, and he's being replaced by Reagan Smith. Joe Nemechek has been released from the number 13 Ginn Racing, but they're kind of not having a whole lot of luck with money right now. But one of the things that people need to start realizing is that a lot of these race teams are looking for the younger drivers because they're more marketable to the sponsors.
Right.
You know, when we were picking our drivers, the guys would pick the drivers because they had a hot sounding car, or they were winning races and things like that. Those of us women that picked our drivers, we picked them because the colors of the car were cool, and because the driver had a nice looking butt when he walked, and he looked cute in his fire suit and all of those things. So I mean, we picked him for those reasons. But whatever however the reason was, as we got older, so did they.
Well, the truth is, good looks and sex sell.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
And let's face it, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Dale Jr., they're hot.
All those little pretty boys, yeah.
They're hot,
Yep.
and that's the bottom line. Now, one of the things that they had on the site was that Ginn Racing had been looking to merge with somebody else, and there was a possibility that he might try merging with DEI, but as soon as that was announced, other teams started showing an interest. So that kind of fizzled temporarily. It's in a stall, and because now others are peaking, their interest is peaking in it. But here's the thing, and I personally, this is my own opinion, NASCAR is going to have to take a real serious look at this top 35 that are locked in, because with the top 35 locked in, right now there is nothing illegal in the book that says that these guys cannot sell their car and points to another team. Now, if somebody is, they're buying their way in, that's not right. It takes away from the whole aspect of racing.
Oh, yep.
And so they're going to have to start taking a real serious look at it, because it's no longer racing. It's, who's got the biggest pocketbook, who can dig the deepest.
Yeah, and it's the same with all the sports, baseball,
Yeah.
football, everything. It's whatever team has the most money to spend, and,
Yeah, it's like my daddy's bigger than your daddy, and he can beat your daddy up
Right.
and all that kind of crap. So they better take a serious look at it, because, I'm sorry, but when my daddy raced, he went out there and he had to qualify. Nobody gave him anything.
Right.
Nobody gave any of these drivers anything. They had to qualify.
Yep.
you know.
Exactly.
But anyhow, that's pretty much it. We don't have any racing this week. This is a week off for the Cup Series. And I cannot remember for the life of me where the Busch goes. Oh,
That-
Bruce said they go to Gateway
Oh, in
Raceway
St. Louis.
in St. Louis.
Mike and I used to eat at a little truck stop right across the street from that
I'll
track.
tell you what, that's a tongue twister to say it one time. Don't try to say it more than once.
Roasted chicken
So,
Yeah, they had some of the best roasted chicken
in the world, in the country.
on the side of the Mississippi, and they were right on the side of the Mississippi too.
But it's
Yeah.
back to you and enjoy.
Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah.
And we missed you last week.
Well, thank you.
It's nice to see that you're feeling better.
I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I'm sorry about that thing. I couldn't see, and I could not get that stupid thing where it belonged fast enough.
That's all right. We tried. It was a stolen bit from Monty Python anyway. I just saw it the other night and said, "Hey, we should try that." That's
Well,
kind of a
thank you
funny
very
bit.
little.
Oh well. We'll slide into the 70s, and I found some quite interesting things here from the 70s. This week in 1977, from Vernon, Connecticut, man gets nuclear pacemaker. In one of the first operations of its kind in Connecticut, a 33-year-old Vernon, Connecticut man's been equipped with a nuclear-powered heart pacemaker. And it says the plutonium-driven pacemaker should keep his heart beating for the rest of his life, where conventional pacemakers with battery powered had to be replaced every 3 or 4 years. So, and it says about 2,000 people worldwide had received the nuclear pacemakers, which were developed in about, it says 8 years ago, which would have made it 1969 they were developed. So, that was kind of weird. Cool story, though. This one from Copenhagen, Denmark. Soviet police last week arrested and expelled 2 Danish women for smuggling and distributing 700 Russian language Bibles. Yeah, now, if there's one thing that you should be able to take anywhere, it's a Bible, right? No, these women were associated with the Danish Missionaries to Europe organization, and they were arrested in a Ukrainian town. Officials escorted them to the Romanian border, interrogated them for 8 hours, and then gave them a one-way ticket to Bucharest. But, yeah, they were accused of distributing 200 of the Bibles before they were stopped. They were traveling on tourist visas and had hidden the Bibles in their camping trailer. And apparently back then, yeah, the Russians didn't want people to have Bibles. So, I don't know. The smuggling Bibles. I mean, I don't think there was even drugs in them or anything. They were just Bibles with words in them. And apparently,
That's unbelievable.
yeah.
Wasn't that still when the Cold War was going on?
Yeah, I think it must have been, yeah,
Because that might have
77.
had something to do with it.
Yeah, probably. And the whole communism thing, people in Russia didn't, everybody had to think alike, which is pretty much how we're starting to be in the United States. Everybody has to think alike. This one I thought was funny, from Conway, Mass. Franklin County, Conway, Mass is in Franklin County. And in 1977, they got their first traffic light. That's right. First traffic light in the town of Conway, Mass. Just one little problem. It was green in both directions at the same time. Yeah. And the selectmen had written to the Department of Public Works for relief, and the Public Works spokesman said, "We feel the situation is no different than before the light was installed." Put in a light, make it green both ways, and just pretend there's not a light there. All right, now you know. Where am I? Still here? Now you know. The longest national anthem is from Greece. 158 verses, which is probably why they don't have baseball games or stock car racing in Greece. because it takes all day to sing the national anthem. All right. This one I thought was kind of cool just because it was 30 years ago. Headline is City to Take Land by Eminent Domain. Oh yes, Mr. Eaton wasn't the first one. City Council passed a resolution to initiate eminent domain proceedings to acquire land belonging to Keene attorney Ernest Bell III, located behind the Cheshire County Courthouse. And it's the city's responsibility to acquire the Bell parcel and one other piece of land near the courthouse as part of an agreement made with the county delegation. The county wants the land so it can expand and renovate the courthouse. In addition to the 2 privately owned parcels, the city will include a parking lot of its own in the deal. And now, see, I don't know if that ever took place,
I don't know.
or if, because I don't remember construction on the courthouse, but it very well could have been. In return for the 3 parcels of land, the county was going to turn over the city land it owns in Fuller Park. Now, Fuller Park, if anybody doesn't, probably nobody knows what Fuller Park is, because I don't think it's ever been referred to as Fuller Park. It's the former Keene Armory, where the recreation department is.
That's Fuller Park?
That's Fuller Park.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. But, and like I said, I don't know if that ever went through or if they ever took it, but it's just to show you that Tom Eaton wasn't the first case of eminent domain in this city. They've used it before. All right, what else have I got here? Okay. I love it when I find stuff about people that I know.
Little treasures.
Little treasures from 1977. This week in 1977, everybody pay attention. Randy Filio, son of Armand Filio, has been promoted to Petty Officer 3rd Class on the nuclear submarine USS George W. Carver. Filio joined the Navy in December of 1974 and in 1976 was awarded the Navy's Silver Dolphin Medal after qualifying in nuclear submarines by demonstrating his knowledge in submarine systems and operations. So yeah, I never knew that about Randy.
Huh.
He was a submariner, which means he knows
So
how to
he's-
make a boat sink.
Well, he didn't go to school with us then. He's older.
Yeah, he's if he joined in December of 74, he probably graduated in 73. I'm thinking.
Because Chris is,
Chris, I think, was a year behind us. But yeah, so 77, Randy Filio was promoted to Petty Officer 3rd Class. All right, this one got me because the first thing I saw was a big editorial that says, "When you climb." And it says, "Monadnock has become a garbage dump," a Keene man writes elsewhere on today's editorial page. So I had to find the rest of the editorial page. And here it is. My uncle wrote this in 1977, Doug Scribner. And it's called Memories of Monadnock, the most hybrid of our mountains. And he quotes Thoreau. And he says you had a trip, where does it say? Thoreau in his day would run down off the summit and across the pastures to catch the 5 o'clock train in Troy. If he was to try that today, he would have to dodge beer bottles and leap over soda pop cans. Monadnock has become a garbage dump, from cigarette butts and candy bar wrappers to the bottles and cans. Recently, I even found a woman's hairbrush lying on the rocks near the summit. And he also talks about the artwork, the graffiti up there on the rocks and the trees and stuff. And I mean, it's uncalled for. His whole point is hiking Mount Monadnock. It's such a beautiful place, and there's tons of beautiful things to see. It's a historic mountain. Thoreau visited it. A lot of famous writers have visited it. And in 1977, thought it said here, it was considered one of the most climbed mountains in the world. And they had an estimated 100,000 visitors every year.
Well, do you remember a while, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but they had closed it for a little while, or some of the trails, because it was getting,
The erosion.
the erosion
Yeah.
was taking place?
Yep.
And do you remember, you've climbed Mount Monadnock?
Oh, a ton.
Now, see,
Yeah.
I don't remember ever climbing it and seeing garbage. And I don't remember ever seeing graffiti.
Oh, I used to. There's some graffiti that's, I mean, even from the old days, before the spray cans, there's graffiti chiseled into the rocks up there. From like Thoreau's days. Back in the 1800s and stuff. You can find stuff actually carved in the rocks.
Wow.
But,
Guess I wasn't paying attention.
yeah, and at the end it says, when you climb, enjoy, for you are witnessing one of nature's wonders. And when you leave, carry out what you brought. In fact, carry out more than you bring in. In this way, others will delight in what you have seen. But the name Monadnock it's a name of Indian origin, and scientists have come to use it to describe any solitary mountain of rock. But
There used to be a building up there too that had like a little. It used to be like a little shack where you could buy like hamburgers and sodas and stuff.
yeah, yep.
And I don't think that's there anymore.
In the state park, there's the Eco Center, which you can learn. I mean, they've got like displays of the different vegetation on the mountain, the different animals, things like that. Just information, kind of an information booth right there at the state park. But I mean, what an awesome mountain, you know? And it's not very big, but you can have a wonderful day climbing that, you know? And sure, bring down, if you go up with nothing, come down with a bag of trash, you know? Help out. All right. Where am I at? That was the last one. I'm going to Mike Blasto Says. All right. This week in 1977, Mike Blasto says, I read an interesting article recently in which the author points out that eating breakfast out is really catching on. Many of the fast food places have noticed too and now offer breakfast. Even Sunday brunch is becoming popular and fashionable. In another article, the Wall Street Journal noted that 50 million American families now dine out and average at 3 times a week, and this can be breakfast as well as lunch or dinner. Recently, a young couple built a new home and saved thousands by eliminating the most expensive room in the house, the kitchen. They said they preferred to spend the money eating out. So you see, it's what we originally said in these columns many months ago. It's cheaper to eat out than at home. And we're surprised that it took an energy crisis to make people see that that's true. Yeah. I don't know who it was that built a house without a kitchen, but I bet the wife was happy. They probably replaced the kitchen with a second laundry room. I didn't say that. Where am I at? CD. Oh, this week's featured CD. It arrived. It came this week. It came on Saturday. Arlo Guthrie, In Times Like These. And it's done with the University of Kentucky Symphony Orchestra. And let me tell you, after I listened to it the first time, I said, harmonicas and violins. It's just natural now, you know? But after the first time, I realized it needed the real test. So I kicked back, got myself in the right frame of mind, and played it again. And I got to tell you, I had some amazing thoughts and visions. Yeah. Whew. It's got a lot of his old tunes, spiced up a little bit with the orchestra, although the orchestra is very subtle. And you hardly even notice it. But it's got Darkest Hour. Actually, all my favorite songs are on this. And it's got some newer songs, one called Patriot's Dream, where he talks about it's our job to rekindle the Patriot's dream. And I mean, it's powerful music, but it's very mellow, laid back. You know, just real easy listening. Yeah, it's raining like crazy. It sounds like it's coming right through the roof. He does the City of New Orleans on here. He does the old Lead Belly tune, "Good Night, Irene."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he does Elvis's "Can't Help Falling in Love." And with the violins and the horns, just a solid. And I've got to say, Arlo Guthrie at 60 years old is the best he has ever been. And I definitely suggest to get this album. This is one that, I mean, any lover of easy listening music, any lover of folk. What did you say, Mike? Like real early blues, jazzy blues kind
jazz.
of.
Like the old slave back in the old, after the slave days, and they'd something in Louisiana playing in the shack.
Yeah.
Mrs. Something's Boys, there was a movie about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that type of back in the
And it's got the old traditional
songs.
song. God, I gotta look at it. St. James Infirmary,
Yes.
which is just, I mean, it's got horns and fantastic.
Very nice.
Fantastic. And yes, I definitely want to thank Cash Edwards for sending that up. She's
very nice.
she's awesome. Someday I'm going to meet her in person. And yeah, she sent her card, her business card with the CD. And she's a publicist, a writer and career consultant, and she does yoga for musicians. Yoga for musicians. Not yogurt for musicians. Although she probably gives some yogurt too. All right, where am I at? Out and about.
Out and about.
Yes.
What did you do to your finger?
Oh, I slashed it on a broken beer mug at work the other night. Yeah, I got right across the cuticle, nice and deep. It started, blood went everywhere. Of course, all the girls down there at Athens are, ew! It was funny.
What'd they do again?
They was like, ew! Ew, God, he's bleeding. It's like, that's nothing. It was barely dripping off my arm.
Just a flesh wound.
I'm going to start out with birthdays because I did all the birthdays throughout the week as I got the Sentinel and just jotted down a couple. But in today's Sentinel, it wasn't in the birthdays, but it said in a little article here. It talked about the Blob Fest. Remember the movie The Blob?
Yeah. Good movie.
Yeah, this past weekend was the 50th anniversary of the filming of The Blob in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. A Keene resident wrote that movie, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And you want to know what, Stephen? When I saw this, I knew I had to talk about it because I came in to the studio one day to visit with Lee. This was months ago. And Lee was sitting in the green room with an old lady. Old lady. So I let him do his stuff. And actually, I think I had come and filled out paperwork or something and went on my way. And when I talked to him a few days later, I was asking him what was going on. Because he had one of those really serious looks on his face, you know? And he told me, no, he was just trying to pay attention to this lady because this lady was Kate Phillips. She's an old actress, Hollywood actress from the 20s and 30s. She made films under the name of Kay Lineker. And she wrote The Blob. She turned 94 this week. It didn't say in the article what day, but Kate Phillips, the writer of the blog, and of The Blob, and
That's a good flick.
20s and 30s Hollywood actress turned 94, and she's a Keene woman. And I remember when I saw this, I said, that's Kate Phillips. I've seen her in the studio. And actually, I think we show some independent films on Channel 8 that she's in, I think. Yeah. But that was very cool. So happy birthday, Kate. On July 16th, for birthdays, Michael Flatley was 49, the Riverdance guy. And Will Ferrell, the actor, was 40. July 17th, Art Linkletter, 95.
Wow, he's still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive, yeah. And he was the one that, he was the first one to ever do the interviews with kids, with the little kids.
Yeah.
Like
Like Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby ended up doing, and like Alan Funt used to do on Candid Camera.
Yep.
Yeah. So he turned 95. Phyllis Diller is 90
Really?
on July 17th.
She still looks like she was 60.
Yeah, she don't look a day over 80 anyway.
No. But she never did, anyway.
She's looked like an old lady ever since I first saw her.
Yeah, that's her.
I think it was her hairdo.
Yeah.
Was what it was, just everywhere. David Hasselhoff, 55, on July 17th. July 18th, James Brolin was 67. Ricky Skaggs, the country singer, 53. And Vin Diesel. Well, guess how old Vin Diesel is?
28?
40.
45.
He's 40.
40.
Vin Diesel's 40.
No ideas over there, you.
And today's birthdays, Anthony Edwards is 45, actor from ER.
Yep.
Brian May, guitarist for Queen,
Yeah.
60.
Really?
Yeah. Commander Cody is 63. Remember Commander Cody? He wrote the original Hot Rod Lincoln song.
Ah, okay.
Musician.
Rob Lincoln.
Yep.
Yep.
He did a bunch of great songs too. So those are the birthdays. Nobody's sent me any local birthdays, but
Happy birthday,
we've got some
everybody.
coming up.
Can I give you 2 birthdays?
Sure.
They belong to me.
This week?
This week, one of them is my grandson Jacob. He lives in Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina. He turned 5.
Okay.
And then I have Emily LeClaire, who lives out in Swansea. She turned 10.
Oh, cool. Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yep, she's
Yeah.
my oldest granddaughter.
Oh, okay. And she's out in Swansea, so she could be watching this.
Yep, she could be.
If her parents don't have control of the TV.
Well, this is true.
You know, if she's got parents that don't care what she does or what she watches, she's probably watching this. All right, Saturday night, this weekend's entertainment. The Old Homestead starts tomorrow night out in Swansea, and it's the 3rd oldest outdoor drama in the country. It doesn't say what year it is. The 66th revival of the Old Homestead. I've never seen it. Jane used to see it as a kid all the time because her father used to act in it.
Yep. We had one line, and I'd sit there going, "Hi, Daddy, hi, Daddy." While he's out on stage, I'd ruin everything.
Do you remember what his line was?
Yep. It
Well-
was, "Aren't my mittens pretty? Mother knit 'em."
Nice. So yeah, that opens tomorrow night and goes through the weekend at the Potash Bowl over in Swansea Center. Another thing that's going on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Bethel Bible Church in Surrey is a gospel music festival. And I see 6 acts, it says. A free bounce house, ribs, ice cream, and food stands. So, admission, there's an admission charge. Look in the paper, because it's in there. Anyway. Also this weekend, Saturday, Mike is taking me and a bunch of the people here to Stoddard, up to the Stoddard Marina. And we're going to be filming a performance by the Poor Horny Rednecks. That's right, you heard it right, the Poor Horny Rednecks. A local band from Stoddard, and members in Keene too. And that, I believe, 7 to 9, right, is on Saturday night at the Marina. Saturday night at the Hotspot in Rockingham, Vermont, is the John Sullivan Band. And Saturday night at McHugh's is the Free Radicals, whoever they are. There's also drive-ins, Monadnock Speedway.
Ice cream stands, all kinds of stuff.
Mini
Oh,
golf.
a ton of stuff you can find to do, I'm sure.
Go look at the cows.
Yeah. All right, what do we got, 15 minutes? What do I want to go into? They did pass the ordinance. There are certain sections of Brattleboro you cannot be nude in anymore.
Aw.
Because apparently at some gallery walk last month or something, a 65-year-old man decided he was going to go downtown through the art galleries with no clothes on. And see, it was all, the public nudity was fine when it was just like the young guys, the young girls doing it, now that it's like, they saw this 65-year-old guy walking downtown, I went, boo, nobody should have to see that.
Did you know that you can ride the subways in New York naked?
Really?
Yes. You can't be out in public, but it's one of those weird laws that they ended up with. You can't be, you can't like walk down the street naked, but you can ride the subway naked.
So apparently you have to get on the subway and then take your clothes
Yeah.
off. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. What else have I got? What do I want to do? Well, this was stupid that I saw. Gary Player says he knows of steroid use in golf. Is that the craziest thing you ever heard of? Why would you need steroids for golf?
Maybe they're giving it to the golf balls.
You'd think they just get bigger clubs or... But it doesn't seem like steroids would help in golf. So I'm not really sure what did he say?
That makes sure. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, steroids, yeah. They make, and that was probably why Chris Benoit killed himself.
They said he was on
Stand it.
steroids and other drugs they found at the end of the autopsy.
Yeah, and they're still talking about that. Give the guy a break, give the WWE a break. It's over, it's done with, let it drop.
Yeah.
Let it
Move
pass. Yeah. Here's another one that was weird. Sports related. Michael Vick, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, indicted on dog fighting charges. How much money and how bored do you have to be before you say, I'm going to buy some dogs and raise them to kill each other?
Not right.
How?
Don't get it.
I don't get it.
Mess.
No. And that's exactly what it is. He's too rich. He's got too many houses.
He's
If
bored.
you've got a house in every other state,
He's bored.
yeah, bored. He needs to start practicing his football, apparently,
Well, he
because the
should do
Falcons didn't win the Super Bowl.
Throw him and the kids with a bunch of linemen, defensive linemen, trying to get at him, see how he likes it.
Yeah, maybe we should have, quarterback fights or something. Or maybe we should just let him fight with a dog. See who wins in a real fight. All right. I found this on the web today. It was Associated Press. A tractor-trailer hauling blocks of cheese erupted in flames early Thursday, turning much of its cargo into freeway fondue. Yeah. No one was hurt, but hundreds of pounds of provolone, cheddar, American, and other cheeses clogged the burned truck and littered the side of Interstate 80 north of downtown Sacramento.
See, if you sat there with some nachos, you would have been all set.
The driver said it went pretty quick when he pulled over at 3:30 in the morning when he saw smoke coming from under his truck. He said he tried to put it out with a fire extinguisher, but it was too big, and he gave up and rescued his dog.
Good.
And I guess went to get chips.
Was it a cheese dog?
Something. No. Cheese dog. Just for that, you get this. China. I think they're Chongqing. I hope I said that right. If you're Chinese and I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. But Chongqing is preparing to submit an application to the Guinness Book of World Records to have the free 4-story public bathroom listed as the world's largest. It has 1,000 toilets in a public bathroom. Yeah. We are spreading toilet culture. People can listen to gentle music and watch TV. An official guy said. And it's in a tour. Doesn't say. It's just a lot of weird names and stuff. Foreigner Street tourist area where the bathroom is located. After they use the bathroom, they will be very, very happy.
Very, very happy.
Yeah, because apparently if you eat some of that food over there, you need to go.
Oh, 1,000 of them, huh?
Yeah. Footage aired on the China Central Television showed people milling about the sprawling facility and washing their hands at trough sinks. For open-air relief, there is a cluster of stalls without a roof. So if you like going outside, then you can just go in and no roof. That way you can poop and birds can poop on you. Some urinals are uniquely shaped, including ones inside open crocodile mouths and several that are topped by the bust of a woman resembling the Virgin Mary.
Oh, that's bad.
Just give you something to hold on to. Instead of leaning against the wall. Other bathrooms are all the same. This one is very special. I've never seen anything like it, one visitor said. There are plans to build a supermarket nearby, which will sell toilet-related items. What, scrub brushes and toilet paper? What more do you need? Newspapers, maybe. I don't know. But I thought that was funny. And this one is just amazing. I don't know. Some of you people might have seen this because it's been on the news. From Angola, Indiana. A family of regulars at a northeastern Indiana Pizza Hut liked their waitress so much, they gave her $10,000. Yeah, the family was a mother and two sons, and they stopped in recently for their usual 2 Mountain Dews, a cup of hot water for tea, and a large meat lover's stuffed crust pizza. And they requested this waitress, Jessica Osborne, as their usual waitress, and chatted about their lives. The waitress says they make your day better when they come in. And she had told them how she'd started college twice and had to quit because she couldn't afford it and didn't have enough money. And this visit, when they came in, they told her they were planning to move away. And she asked them if they would stop by and say goodbye before they left town. So they returned last week and gave her a check folded in half with money from an education fund they had set up after a death in the family. She said, I didn't want to look at it because I thought I was going to cry. And she did just that when she looked inside. So she's now considering her options for where to study photography and journalism. And she just hasn't had time to figure it out yet. But yeah, that's so cool. That is so cool. That's probably got to be one of the nicest things ever. I don't have time to get into this one yet. This one. You want to talk about... Actually, no, let me talk about this. Everybody talking about more laws and laws coming out every single day. And I know you had gone up to see somebody in the prison here last week, Jane. And that made me think, if you're in jail for committing a crime, you shouldn't have visitors. You shouldn't have TV. You shouldn't have paper and pen. You should have 2 manacles shackled you to the wall with rats biting on your feet and no sunlight, like the old days of the dungeon. And the crime rate would go down. If that was the life that prison offered, crime rates would go down because people wouldn't want to be in jail.
Well, you have to be humane to people. You can't.
Apparently, medieval times was humane. They put is it humane to kill somebody? Is it humane to rape somebody? No.
No.
Then why should we be humane? Chain them in a dungeon where the water seeps through the rocks and the rats and stuff are all over the place, just like the old days. And leave them there.
And feed them bread and water?
No, you feed them gruel. Feed them the cheapest shit you can feed them. Plain and simple. And maybe when they get out, they'll straighten their act out and not want to go back. But you don't put a guy in jail and then give him like college courses and books and yeah. Crazy. You could go to prison for long enough, you can become a lawyer. Get out of prison, you take the bar exam, you pass. And now what do? You help all your buddies get out of prison. With the technical loopholes and stuff, you know? But no, I mean, you don't need more laws, you just need worse treatment for criminals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you flog people. You know, if you screw up in prison, you don't put them in solitary confinement because they're already in solitary confinement. When they screw up in solitary confinement, that's when you take them out back and you flog them. And you tell them what worthless pieces of crap they are for the crimes that they committed. And eventually maybe it gets through.
They just passed a law for sex offenders. And I guess if they don't complete courses or if they are found where they think that they will offend again, they can keep them past their max time for as long as they want in prison. They can just keep them in prison.
Oh, so
They don't
that's
get-
no big deal. We just end up paying for them for even longer.
Well, at least they don't.
No, sex offender, castration. Anybody that rapes should be castrated. Plain and simple. All right. We're down to a minute? All right. I want to thank the crew this year, Jane and Mike, Bruce and Andrea. I want to thank Nick
Keeping the place open.
for keeping the place open. I want to say hi to Lee, who's home, I hope, watching the show. Say hi to all my pizza fans. And some of you people are doing real good with the delivering. I've had some great slips come out with like detailed directions and stuff. You know, as far as the color of the house, where exactly it is, what type of driveway. Oh yeah, very nice. I want to say Cheshire TV. You don't have to call the 877 number. You can if you want, but go on the Cheshire TV website, and there is an online petition. Fill it out, and that way Lee can take it to the city council. Thanks to Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print, my sponsors, great sponsors as always. Till next week.